I'm Peter with Pro-Life Unity, and I'm with Judy Brown from the American Life League, and we're talking about the situation statement by Jim Bopp that he made as a counsel for the National Right to Life. He was talking about therapeutic embryonic stem cell research.
Right.
First of all, is there something like that? And second of all, what do you think about that comment?
Well, there's nothing like that. And historically speaking, if you read all the clinical studies, it would be almost impossible to therapeutically treat a human embryo who is only 4 or 5, 6 cells in size, because it's just something that is so meticulous and so fine in its process that nothing is available in the clinical community today to do that. I think Mr. Bopp was trying to accommodate President Bush's position without actually saying that. And it's sad, because what he did was confuse everybody, and fortunately the other people on the National Committee for the Republican Party didn't pay any attention to him, and they supported the total ban without his suggestion.
And anytime that anyone's talking about embryonic stem cell research, they're talking about not just this loose pool of embryos. We're talking about human beings that have to come from somewhere.
That's right.
So where does he propose that these embryos would come from?
Well, I can't read his mind, which is why at the end of my blog I invited him to respond directly to us and explain himself so that we could actually publish his remarks if they are suitable for publication or if they're ethical. But my sense is that he is so political these days that he tried to frame a statement that would please people like John McCain. Because we all know that John McCain is not opposed to human embryonic stem cell research. And unfortunately, perhaps, and I don't know this for a fact, but it appears to me that Jim Bopp is more of a Republican than he is a pro-lifer these days, and that's very sad.
Well, one of the things that we've seen with John McCain is that he has made more and more pro-life statements, and looks like he's siding up to the pro-life position. So do you think that there's the possibility that he will change his opinion on embryonic stem cell research?
Well, I'm a veteran of almost 40 years in the pro-life movement, and I cannot tell you how many politicians say one thing to get elected and do quite the opposite after they're elected. Now, I'm not accusing anybody, including John McCain. But to my mind, I will pray to God that he does the right thing, but I certainly won't hold my breath waiting for it, or I'd be dead.
And as far as getting a little controversial on that, some of the people out there in the conservative community are saying it's better just to not vote at all. Allow Obama to get in there, destroy the country, and then maybe we'll get people in who are real conservatives. What do you think about that viewpoint?
You know, I'm so glad I'm not involved in politics. My own personal opinion is that there are enough people out there running on third-party tickets and so forth that there is someone to vote for, I'm sure. I mean, I haven't investigated that yet. But I think to rob this country of your ability to vote by deciding to stay home is a terrible mistake for us to make. It's totally irresponsible, and how can you complain about something if you haven't bothered to be part of the process?
Well, we know, without saying specific parties, we know that if people are running on an abortion platform, that from the pro-life community, that's not what we would like.
Well, but platforms are meaningless, Peter. I mean, let's get honest here. I mean, the platform of the Republican Party calls for personhood, calls for the total protection of every innocent human being from its beginning. And that it's been that way since Ronald Reagan was elected. And nothing's happened. So, I mean, to say that the platform has any significance whatsoever is lying. It has no significance. It's a nice piece of paper.
So we should stick to the foundation.
The principles.
Right to life.
Absolutely.
Let's not deviate, go in any of these directions, challenge the politicians, no matter who they are.
Well, I mean, nobody is
representatives.
challenging them, Peter. I mean, if you get right down to it, if we demanded that people who are elected to office claiming to be pro-life or people who are actually desiring to end abortion instead of regulate it or come up with some trumped-up law that won't do anything, we would be successful. But we don't do that anymore. We did that for a while in the mid-'70s, but nobody does that anymore. We seem to be more willing to accommodate the politicians than to accommodate God. I mean, to be honest about it.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that we've been doing at Pro-Life Unity with the monthly Call for Life. We challenge everyone to communicate. Call your representatives, let them know every month on the first Friday. This Friday is the first Friday. and just give them a call, no matter who they are, Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter, but just challenge them to be moral representatives. Challenge them to end abortion.
Right.
We should speak up, because if that's all we're doing is sitting back and pushing buttons and walking away for a representative, that doesn't seem like that's all we need to do, does it?
No, but that's what they would prefer that we do. Because politicians are only concerned about one thing, and that's being reelected.
Yeah.
So from our perspective, to sit back and do nothing pleases them to no end and provokes them to continue to do nothing.
Right.
Because nobody seems to care. You know, that's called apathy.
Well, where there's God, there's hope.
Yes. Listen, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have hope.
Yeah, and we have hope.
Oh, we certainly
many
do.
of us do in this movement, and any of you watching this have hope. We can beat this battle, and we'll do it united, and we'll pull it off. So go to ALL.org for more information on everything that's happening with Judy Brown and the American Life League. We thank you for being out there and representing the unborn. And of course, prolifeunity.com, you can see what's going on with what we're trying to do to help unite people. Plenty of videos, plenty of things to see, pro-life appeals, pastors' letters, everything you can possibly imagine. And the monthly call for life is this Friday, every month on the first Friday. Thank you, Judy. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure. Thank you.